Good evening, wrestling fans. Welcome to Evolution of Pro Wrestling. I'm your host, Lewis, the Encyclopedia of Pro Wrestling.
And I'm Jay, the whiz kid of pro wrestling.
Hey, always a great introduction. Welcome back, fans. As you can see, we are live Thursday this week. Friday, we were not able to go live, so this is why we're going live today. We appreciate you guys being here. We appreciate everything that you guys do, all the watching you do. We are coming with a bang this year. We're coming with new topics, new discussions, events, everything.
A lot.
Even more controversial. We're just coming at you.
And another thing that I figured a lot of people have been wanting to see. So, most of the time we talk about WWE.
Mm-hmm.
This time we're talking about all of it. Like we said, AEW, WWE, New Japan. We're gonna be doing a lot of other topics. That's not just WWE related. Wrestling related, of course, but it's not just gonna be WWE only. So look forward to that because we're gonna have a lot of discussions about other wrestling.
Of course,
promotions.
many G1, even independent promotions. Like we're gonna be talking about a lot of wrestling.
Definitely.
But as of now, excuse me, just need to fix myself. As of now, there are two brands that are going head to head.
Excuse me.
That I've seen this organization transcend to new heights.
Right.
And yet, I see another organization that's crumbling. Jaden, AEW versus WWE. What are your thoughts when you hear those two companies?
I mean, I don't know. That's kind of crazy. Now it used to be SmackDown versus Raw, ECW versus WWE. Now it's AEW versus WWE, and it seems like AEW is on top right now. AEW is making all these, young talent, great talent, and no offense
Jessica Hoffman, how you doing? Yes, it has been a long time.
But what you call it? WWE is just, no offense, they're breaking their superstars. They're not doing as great as I thought.
Listen,
and that's lazy writing.
You have people, Adam Cole, for one, left WWE. Do you know why? Because they wanted to make him a manager for Keith Lee, because Keith Lee was going to turn heel. Are you kidding me? With the talent of this man is the magnitude itself. Like, how are you going to try to put this man as a manager knowing the fact he is championship caliber? I don't understand that. Same thing with Daniel Bryan. What happened with Daniel Bryan? You were too worried about him getting injured. He got cleared. So what?
Christopher Brown. Oh, I haven't seen
Hey,
him.
what's going on, brother?
I haven't seen him.
It's been a while.
Lewis, I'm just waiting when the invasion angle occurs and who would be involved. There's going to be an invasion.
That would be the best thing right now for both brands to make money.
Well, I help WWE a lot.
Oh my god, like the ratings would go crazy.
But honestly, I feel like WWE also needs that because AEW is wiping them off the map.
Listen, let me tell you something. WWE was once the empire of professional wrestling.
Definitely.
They could not be touched. But Vince McMahon is already at that point, like, it's time to go.
But there's also another thing. Mark my words. WWE is going to capitalize from this. WWE got a trick up their sleeve. I'm telling you. It's probably not going to happen overnight. It's probably not going to happen in a month. But I promise you, further down the line, WWE is going to have a trick up their sleeve. Watch.
Well, a lot of people speculate, well, this is speculation, that supposedly Vince McMahon owns AEW.
What? I don't believe that. What?
Of course, Jessica. He's definitely out of touch. Listen. You release Triple H from NXT. Why? The brand is a hell of a brand, and then you put all these colorful new Titantron and all that crap. Like, come on, for real?
I think WWE has ran out of tricks.
Of course, it's ran out of tricks. There's nothing else. Listen. Let me tell you something. The only thing that's keeping WWE alive right now is Roman Reigns. No matter what. Roman Reigns. Brian Montalvo, welcome, brother.
You know what I really feel like what needs to happen though? Let Shane or Triple H take over the business.
But that's what I'm trying to say.
I guarantee if Triple H, this brings a smile to my face because I want this to happen so bad. If Triple H takes over the company, WWE is going to be back in the game.
So listen to this comment Brian said. It said, this is the thing with WWE. They have this great development brand, NXT. They create great stars within the brand, but then when they get called up to the main roster, and then creative team loses touch and forgets to what to do with their great talents. Which is so true.
That is true.
And yes, Vince cannot get out of the 90s. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to bring back the Brock Lesnar's. And then you got to bring back the Goldbergs and the Cena's. And who's next? Randy Orton's. Or who you going to bring back? Hulk Hogan? To battle Roman Reigns? Who else?
Oh, goodness gracious.
Let me see.
Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels, come on.
There was speculation too.
You have to use the talent that you have in
I don't know if you heard
organization.
About this, I don't know if you heard about this, but there was speculation too that the Undertaker was trying to return. Not trying, but they were saying the Undertaker.
Yeah, but in a certain form. Not in any.
I mean, but come on, why you gotta make the man return?
Absolutely, Brock is definitely his ace in the hole. That's his card right there. That's his ace card.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? And surprisingly, to me, the fans really still cheer him on. They go crazy.
I mean, now they're just starting to cheer him on, which is absolutely crazy. I was not expecting them to cheer him on, honestly speaking. Well, but I guess that's what people wanted to see happen again.
Of course. And you know what I want to see happen again? I want to see our fans. Please feel free to share our content all over social media. Bring your friends, your cousins, your family, everybody. And bring us into this discussion. AEW versus WWE. We are talking about the current state of professional wrestling right now with both brands. And speaking of the current,
I'm going to share this.
There was a match yesterday that pretty much captivated New York City. A dream match that I had posted a long time ago came true. Bryan Danielson against Kenny Omega. Oh my God. That match was an exhibition. Like, it was match of the year caliber. Like, for it to go on a time limit draw, and these two fought like hell. Like, Jaden, that match was
sorry if I'm zoned out. I'm trying to share the show going on.
Like,
hey, we got a packed house over here, you know.
No, we definitely got a packed house. Listen, it was amazing, that match between Bryan Danielson. Listen, Dax is saying that AEW is killing it right now.
Definitely.
Oh, AEW man, Juan. Juancho, what's going on, Juancho?
Versus Omega. Ooh.
Oh man, that match would be exclusive.
If they play, I know, not if they play their cards right. I know that's gonna be perfect.
Exclusive. It was amazing. Like, within that match, I'm sure the respect factor that both men received for each other. Because you can't duplicate a match like that. I'm sorry. It's a match that people will talk about to this day. And it's like, to be honest, I have not seen a match like that in the WWE in a long time. In a long time. And yes, Brian, it's a brand new flavor of wrestling. And that's what the fans been waiting for. Like, screw Impact, AEW is the movement. You know what I mean? Like, you have two great rivalries happening right now. Cody Rhodes and Malachi Black in AEW.
You know who I really do want to see come to AEW?
Who?
Bray Wyatt.
It's in the works.
I want to see
it's in the works.
Bray Wyatt.
But how will he come to AEW is the question.
Well, okay, if anybody follows his Twitter or his social media,
because he's supposed to be coming back in a new gimmick.
You'll know.
Hey, James, what's going on, brother? Hey, yo.
If anybody's seen his social media, you realize.
See, look at that. I'm sorry. See, that's how good the match was.
I watched the match twice.
He watched the match twice.
That's two times material right there. That match is fire.
It was a hell of a match. Like, and you could hear the crowd. The crowd went nuts during the match.
Oh my!
Like,
I haven't seen. Honestly, I don't mean to sugar. I haven't seen a match like that since Shawn Michaels and Undertaker.
yeah, no, that's.
I haven't seen a match like that.
I have not
since
seen
that
a match
time.
like that at all this year. I say the closest match that came to it was maybe when Kofi Kingston faced Daniel Bryan
Okay,
for the world title.
okay. That was good, but I still feel like that couldn't top that match either. Bryan Danielson.
No,
That match was crazy.
listen. A lot of people knock Kenny Omega. You know, they call him this sissy and this and that. The man can fight.
That man can throw
He
down.
can wrestle.
Yes, definitely.
He can throw down in the ring.
For sure.
He's wrestled in New Japan. New Japan is no joke. New Japan is
right.
When you get New Japan, you talk about greats like Great Muta, Masahiro Chono, Antonio Inoki, Tatsumi Fujinami.
We talking
like
blood
everybody.
too. We not talking no little baby wrestling. We talking physical, technical wrestling in New Japan. That's how crazy New Japan. So if you can stand a chance in New Japan, then you can stand the chance anywhere.
Exactly. Now, what you fans tell me, in your opinion, what was the best match so far since AEW has risen from the dead? Well, not from the dead, has risen from the ground up. Which match was best in the WWE that you've seen so far of this year, since the fans have come back?
Honestly, I might have to go with. See, that's bad that I gotta think about that because there's not really many good matches since fans have returned. I might have to go with the Seth Rollins versus Edge match.
Yes.
In SummerSlam.
Yes.
Especially when they brought Edge.
Yes.
As the Brood back.
That match
was great.
Was amazing.
That match was great.
See, even Brian said it.
Edge versus Rollins. Exactly.
He said it too.
Exactly.
Edge versus
Edge
Rollins.
versus Rollins.
That
Exactly.
was the best match this year since the crowd has come back.
Exactly. Which
Best
is
match.
crazy.
Best match that's ever happened.
Best match that's ever happened.
So,
for real.
other than that, you haven't seen any other good one. In AEW, okay, so now I'm going to ask you a question. Name me 3 good matches that you've seen so far in AEW since the fans have come back.
Well, first, Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson.
That's one.
That was crazy. Cesaro versus Rollins was a good match
that was
too.
that rivalry was good.
That was a good one.
That rivalry was good.
And I feel like they messed up Cesaro again because Cesaro was getting a boost that he needed, and nobody hears from Cesaro anymore.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I haven't heard about Cesaro.
Now, I got a question for everybody here. You too, Dad. What do you think would happen if Cesaro went to AEW?
Oh man,
That's a question for you guys too. What do you think would happen if Cesaro went to AEW?
That's an interesting question.
What do you think would happen?
That's an interesting question.
Cesaro,
and Jessica,
Cesaro's
that would be good. Picturing him in the Dark Order and the lights do go out. Bray Wyatt, oh man, that would be amazing.
That
With
would
the chair?
be absolutely amazing.
Okay, so James says Omega and Danielson, Jericho and Moxley, Cody and Dustin.
I seen Cody and Dustin.
I seen
Cody and Dustin was amazing.
Absolutely,
especially the ending to that match.
Listen, many people knock that for being a main event match.
That was a great match.
Listen, people fail to understand the significance of that match. Those two are brothers. They're in a new organization.
Biological. They're brothers.
They've never fought before in that caliber. Also, they also fought in the same arena. Their father wrestled. So it was an emotional night. It was a hell of a match.
Exactly.
And also, when Dax mentioned Lucha Bros taking the titles, there was speculation that Grand Malik, the luchador from WWE, is requesting his release from the WWE.
AEW question mark.
Yep. Look at Brian says if he goes to AEW, he'll be used right away. He'll be used right.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. AEW knows what they're doing, man.
Listen, I'm still pissed that WWE did not pull the trigger with this man. Like, he has the caliber to be a champion. Let him be a champion.
I'm surprised they didn't give him the champion yet. I don't even think he's gonna get a champion at all.
He should. He should.
I don't mean, because like I said, I'm not doubting Cesaro. I'm doubting just the company that they won't give him a title. Because Cesaro, up to this point, he is definitely title caliber. He has worked extremely hard.
Well, check this out. Victor Nash says Omega and Danielson, Lucha Bros. Lucha Bros and the Young Bucks. That match
good.
was crazy.
Ooh, that was a great
match
one.
was insane.
That was a great one. Oh, yeah.
Holy cow. Like, that event alone was insane.
Amazing. Right.
Like, shit. That was a good match. And
Right.
CM Punk and Darby Allin, too.
That was great.
That was
Great.
That was a great match.
That was
Listen,
great.
a lot of people don't give credit to Darby Allin. Darby Allin is a hell of a wrestler, especially with Sting mentoring him.
That's crazy.
Oh, man.
And Sting. We can't forget about Sting. Sting in AEW, too.
Listen, Sting is already
And
old, but he can still handle
the
himself.
funny thing, we were there when Sting, I think, made one of his debuts in AEW.
Yeah.
We were at that event.
We were with Brian.
We were there with Brian.
We saw that event. We seen it. We saw Sting.
Seen Sting. It was crazy.
Like, damn.
Sting's entrance, he came out. He didn't have to say nothing. All he did was look. And then he left. That's all Sting needs to do. That proves already that they're using these wrestlers
James,
correct.
let me tell you something, James. This is an interesting comment right here. James says, actually, no, I'm sorry. Juan Cho is saying, I was hoping for Orton to sign with AEW, but he signed a 6-year contract with WWE.
I wish Orton would.
Do you know the pop? Do you know the money AEW would make if Orton goes to AEW?
If Orton was to go to AEW, WWE would just lose. Like, WWE would drop so fast.
It would be a disaster.
Definitely.
Right now, listen, I'm telling you. Right now, WWE... listen, they finally pulled the trigger with Big E. Congratulations to Big E winning
Big E.
the WWE
Exactly.
title.
Now, they need to make that man heel.
Yes, I'm
They
sorry.
need to
Listen,
make
as
that
much as I
man
like the
heel.
New Day, turn him against the New Day.
They're not in the same company anymore, though,
but
right?
doesn't matter. They're still friends.
Okay, they don't gotta be friends in the WWE. They can still be friends out of the WWE. Make this, like I said, New Day. I'm not knocking them. New Day is possibly one of the greatest factions of all time.
See,
but Big E needs to be heel.
This is another comment I agree with. Brian is saying, I'm telling you, WWE was at its best during the Attitude Era. The two top guys such as The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Ever since that, yeah, you had top guys like Batista and John Cena, whatever.
See, in that era, the ruthless aggression era wasn't bad either.
No,
it wasn't bad. I feel like, of course, the Attitude Era.
Of course,
is the
AEW got a
best
signing
era.
coming. Of course, they got another.
They're gonna. I wonder who it's gonna be though. I really wonder who's gonna be.
You
the
know,
next signing.
AEW is doing their shit when they beating Monday Night Raw in the ratings.
And Monday Night Raw
is supposed to be the flagship
of WWE.
Exactly. And
Exactly.
you know, shit got crazy when the Bloodline came to Raw, because that was their ace up their sleeve right there. They couldn't do anything else.
I think they're running out of tricks.
They
at
are.
This point. They're running.
They
out of
don't
tricks.
know because they're not using their talent. Listen.
And it's funny because
There's
the
one
talent-
person right now, not to cut you off, son. There's one person right now that would be able to, that you could skyrocket his career. You have Damian Priest. You have Karrion Kross. You have many other superstars.
You could do Finn Balor too. They haven't given Finn Balor a title in a while. They need to make Finn Balor the Universal Champion, or at least a champion, because Finn Balor has not won a champion in quite some time. So I feel like, especially him being that's what I wanted to get to.
So you got the Demon King.
What if Finn Balor?
The
What if Finn
Demon
Balor
King
was in
is back.
AEW though?
The Demon.
What would happen with that?
Did you see the statement Finn Balor said on the internet?
What did he say?
He said WWE doesn't need me and I don't need them. But he's still there.
I mean, honestly speaking, I think a majority of the wrestlers are going to AEW
because they're
now.
sick of it. They're sick of everything that's happening in the WWE.
AEW could be the new business to take over.
You know, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I think it's time Vince McMahon passes that torch, or it's not gonna look good for WWE.
No, it's not. And yeah, Brian, the
AEW
Bloodline faction is a sick faction.
That is a very sick faction.
And look, exactly, Karrion Kross is a meme of demolition. He put a demolition mask on. Like, come on. The gimmick they had for him was ridiculous. And yes, Balor would be the best thing. That would be the best.
That'll be the best thing for him right now.
Listen, New Japan Pro Wrestling is amazing, amazing. Like, I can't even begin to comment. Like, oh man.
Now I got a question for everybody here. This is including you too, Dad. Who would you guys like to? If there was an invasion going on.
Oh.
Wait. If there was an invasion, I'm not done. If there was an invasion, who do you see leading the invasion? Who's leading the invasion? What company is invading who? Who's invading who?
Damn.
What company is going to what?
That's a tough
Is AEW going to Raw or SmackDown? Is Raw and SmackDown teaming up to go to AEW? What y'all got?
I don't know.
What you think, Dad?
Juancho, I that would be the best thing to do for Stephanie to take over too. Well, Jay Lethal is currently wrestling, I believe, with Impact. I'm not too sure, but they kind of have a coordination together, Impact and AEW, but AEW is just killing it right now.
Right.
And Brian's WWE is and was the end all and be all. With AEW around, all of these talents actually have somewhere else to go without being controlled. They can be a wrestler instead of a sports entertainer. Yes, exactly. And the reason I say, I'm glad you said that, because Ruby Soho even said it on social media. She felt controlled in the WWE. She couldn't be her own gimmick. And then now that she's in AEW, she has her own gimmick.
And you know what's funny too, because AEW don't care. They bring the blood, the cursing, the chairs, the tables, everything.
But unfortunately, WWE is politically correct. You know, they got stock. They have a lot of shit.
I gotta start watching AEW more. I really do.
Well, it's every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday
night at 8 o'clock.
I'm gonna start watching. I've seen AEW. I've seen a few shows, but AEW. Honestly,
when you get goosebumps as a fan when you see a match like that, of that caliber, of Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega, and the crowd, New York crowd, ain't nothing better than a New York crowd. I'm sorry. And you just hearing like, wow.
But that you know something else too. You know AEW is on top when regular matches feel like pay-per-view matches.
Yeah.
When regular schedule for one fall or regular matches feel like matches that come out of a pay-per-view for a main event.
Well, Jessica Hoffman answered your question. She said for AEW, CM Punk would lead the invasion, and the leader of WWE would be Roman.
That would not be a bad idea. I could see that.
Well, listen, this is a good point right here. Juan mentions, if I was WWE, I would hold on to Charlotte Flair. Because Charlotte Flair, I won't be surprised if because remember, her fiance works there. So
where at
in AEW, Andrade.
Yes, he does.
So that's another good pickup by AEW.
So if
that WWE dropped the ball. with him.
But if you guys don't know, Ric Flair cut ties with the WWE.
Yes, and it looks like he's on his way.
He cut ties with
to manage Andrade in AEW, which would be amazing.
If he does that, there's probably going to be a 60 or higher % chance that Charlotte is going to go to AEW.
That is going to be crazy.
If Charlotte goes to AEW, that's it. WWE.
Listen,
you guys don't got a chance anymore.
WWE has to listen. They got to draw the battle line. They gotta step up their game. They gotta do something.
Right.
Like listen, I had some scenarios. A Horseman reunion. Yep, exactly.
That would not be bad.
Listen, I had my scenario of Big E turning heel, joining Paul Heyman and the Bloodline, and they just control all professional wrestling, control the entire WWE.
That'll probably be the best thing for WWE right now.
Listen, no. What would be best for WWE right now would have to be joining AEW.
I agree.
Do an angle, make some money.
Do the invasions.
I guarantee you the ratings will go sky high with WWE shows and AEW shows.
I really want to see that. I want to see an invasion between WWE.
Jessica said, "Don't get me started with Flair. He's in hot water." I know why he's in hot water. I saw the Dark Side of Wrestling, the Plane Ride from Hell. I was a little shocked about that too, but
I was watching. You know the funny thing, I was gonna watch that a few days ago. I only seen like 2 minutes of the video, and then
supposedly Ric Flair did something in a plane. A woman accused him. It was a whole
it was a whole I heard about it. I just didn't see.
Yes, even James follows the vision. Big E turns heel and MVP manages him. That's another good one.
That would be great.
That's another good one.
That'd be great.
You know what I mean?
So wait. MVP already manages Bobby Lashley, right?
Yeah.
So how? Okay, that's a good point. But how would that work if he cashed in on Bobby Lashley? What would happen to Bobby Lashley? Would MVP turn against Bobby Lashley?
That's a good question. That's a really good question.
If it wasn't for the title change, even if he did cash in, I would still like to see those three together.
Yeah.
Honestly speaking, I would like to see Bobby Lashley, Big E, and MVP managing the both of them.
Well, that can be the new Hurt Business.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I would like to see that.
It would be cool, but WWE got to come up with something. It's getting ridiculous.
It's getting out of hand
with everything going on. And Lashley goes to SmackDown in the draft, according to James. I won't be surprised if that happens. I will not be surprised if that happens. Oh yes, that's another thing. AEW has come up with something for Owen Hart. Let me announce this. Let me raise this here. Owen Hart Foundation. Okay, so AEW partners up with the family of the late great Owen Hart. Apparently, the family AEW partners with Owen Hart's family to celebrate his legacy. They're establishing a tournament called the Owen Hart Cup. Touching. WWE didn't even do that.
All they did was give.
And they were responsible for putting this man up in a seating like that. But yet they didn't do anything for him.
Right.
But it's going to be an interesting tournament. And with Owen Hart, I'm assuming they're going to put the wrestlers with the caliber of Owen Hart's skill. So fans, I'm going to give you a chance right now to tell me which brand right now is the hottest brand in professional wrestling.
I really want to know. I think it's AEW.
Okay.
AEW is on that mark right now.
And why is that?
Well, AEW, every time AEW gets a new signing, you automatically hear the name. Of course, CM Punk, we all know him. Kenny Omega, not many people knew him. Now look at him. He's now in the contestant of one of the greatest matches in AEW. He went against Bryan Danielson yesterday. And so, every time they bring a new signing or one of their wrestlers, they use them properly. They give them the gimmick that fits them. So, AEW, up in the ratings, up in the gimmicks, up in the writing, everything. AEW is on top right now. Definitely.
Okay. So, there's something else we want to talk about. Just a quick prediction for Extreme Rules this Sunday. Is it going to be good? See, a lot of people are saying AEW. You see it.
I don't see any. I haven't seen a single WWE
because I don't even want to do the prediction for Extreme Rules. Yeah, they got some great talent in there, but who's going to win. You already know.
It's not even a surprise anymore.
Listen, WWE dropped the ball because they put Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar at Crown Jewel, with Roman still having the title. You got Finn Balor returning as the Demon King. Is he really going to win? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Damian Priest, Jeff Hardy, and Sheamus for the Triple Threat United States Championship. That match I would see.
I would see.
That match I would definitely see.
Definitely.
Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair.
They dropped the ball with Bianca.
But now hopefully this match will be better now.
They dropped the ball.
And
with Bianca
I hope it would. Then you got the Usos against the Street Profit. That match might be a great match as well.
It could be.
And then you got Liv Morgan against Carmella. Maybe.
I don't know.
But again, WWE has to step it up.
Big time.
Non-extreme rules. Exactly.
That's not even extreme. I don't even know why they call it Extreme Rules anymore, because it's not extreme anymore.
Listen, right now, WWE has to push the envelope and get the ball rolling. Because they're releasing talent after talent after talent.
And this is good talent. This isn't wasteful talent. This is talent that actually has potential, and they're wasting it.
Big time.
Big time.
And it's not. You can't do it. You can't. And you got great talent there, but you don't want to use them. Why? Because AEW was beating NXT in the ratings. So what? They didn't even want to go to war with NXT. This is just wrestling.
NXT was good too. When Triple H was owning NXT was probably cutting better numbers than Raw or SmackDown.
Let me tell you something. The angle they did for the Survivor Series with NXT, Triple H doing the invasion angle on Raw and SmackDown, and NXT being dominant in Survivor Series, you should have kept that going. But I'm sure Vince McMahon didn't want it. Victor Nash says, look, it's as simple as this. WWE is entertainment. AEW is pro wrestling. You're absolutely right.
That's
big
true.
difference.
It's a big difference.
Big difference. Back then, WWE was wrestling. The best at it. With the Hulk Hogan's, the Iron Sheiks, and Sergeant Slaughters, and
a whole lot. Stone Colds, Rocks, and many more after that.
You know, but now it's like drama. So Jaden, your pick is AEW. I'm definitely gonna go with AEW as well. And it's unfortunate. I've been watching WWE since I was 5.
That's what I'm saying.
But now I just don't.
I don't enjoy. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really enjoy WWE like that anymore.
No. Brian says WWE is giving away their scraps. AEW is making those scraps golden. One man's trash is another man's treasure.
That is true.
You got Christian Cage, who is the Impact champion, and also I forgot which champion he was for, but he's making a name for himself. Chris Jericho, helping the talent in AEW. Cody Rhodes, Aleister Black. No, as of now, there is no recovery. There is no recovery from this. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Well, wrestling fans, that means our time's up. I didn't mean to say it that way. Our time is up here, wrestling fans. Thank you for joining us for this conversation. I saw that it was controversial, and it was great. It was a great topic. I'm glad you guys got involved. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Please feel free to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. Also, please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Evolution of Pro Wrestling. Next week, Jaden, WWE is coming out with the draft. So are we. We're coming out with a mock draft. Who's going where? And mind you, we're doing it the same day SmackDown does their draft.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting. And yes, James, that's the only way WWE can win right now. WWE will have to have a new Attitude Era. That's what they would need right now. A new Stone Cold. No, we're not a Stone Cold, but someone, a villainous person.
Something like that, exactly. Something similar to that caliber.
This will be the perfect time for someone, any type of authority, with some type of authority, to come up, and then you have that top face or top heel, whoever. But do something, and do it quick. Okay, before we go, we got a question from Mr. Victor Nash. He says, question, what are your thoughts on WWE not allowing Brian Breaker to use his family last name, which is Steiner? Whoa. That's a good question. I don't think it's fair. You know, he's part of the Steiner family, you know, and I think they should just let him do it. But you know that Vince McMahon is very hard on trademarks and all that stuff. So thank you, Jessica. Same to you. And James says, let Lesnar destroy everyone. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what's happening.
Right.
So, but we'll be tuning in. But like we said, WWE, if you're listening,
step up your game.
Step up your game. You're losing a lot of fans, and you're losing a lot of talent, and great talent.
And your talent's going to the other company.
Yes. Thank you, wrestling fans, for joining us. I am Lewis, the Encyclopedia of Pro Wrestling.
And Jay, the Whiz Kid of Pro Wrestling.
Hey! And join us next week, Friday, 8 p.m. sharp. Thank you, wrestling fans. Have a good night.